श्री श्री आनंदमयी मात की जय. God is everywhere. Why then should we have to call out to Him? Surely He does not want anything from us. Words of this kind can often be heard from young and old. Precious gems and metals lie hidden in the interior of the earth. How much strenuous labor is not required to bring them to light. Similarly, although He dwells in every human heart, man must, by prayer and meditation, by delving deep into the mysteries of the truth, purify his mind and remove his ignorance, so as to become fit to receive divine grace, which alone can induce the supreme experience. If the above mentioned query arises in anyone's mind, it is an indication that the desire to find God is stirring in him, be he conscious of it or not. He should therefore rouse himself by all means and turn to God. Don't you pray but for your own benefit? When after smarting in the threefold suffering of the world, man faces a crisis, then only he implores God for help. How many desire Him purely for His own sake? To start with, most people cry out to God in dire distress. But when their prayers draw a response from Him, however dimly felt, then ever more joy is found in appealing to Him. While living your life in the world, endeavor to invoke Him at all times, whether you feel the inclination or not. Trials and tribulations will thereby lose the power to distress you. Unless one is blessed with His grace, is it at all possible to pray to Him? Such considerations sometimes serve as an excuse. If His grace were not upon you at all times, you could not even be alive. Take the trouble to examine your life patiently, and you will get some idea of His mercy. Scattered all over the earth, there are innumerable things. In order to collect and convert them into useful commodities, machines and factories are at work, and science is constantly inventing new expedients and gadgets. If with similar zest you put your heart and soul into calling down His divine grace, you will very soon become aware of it distinctly and undeniably. He manifests through action. Let your work be prompted solely by pure, unselfish motives. By the force of your prayers, the rigid knots that caused your inertia will be undone. You will then be able to see by direct perception that, like sunlight, He pervades everything. Truly, weakness is man's greatest sin. To avoid any waste of one's physical energy is very important. Food and recreation in moderation give sustenance to the body. Purity of thought, aspiration, and the remembrance of God provide the right nourishment for the mind. To keep the mechanism of body and mind in good condition makes it easy to find the self, Atma, who is their master. To have continuous water supply in a city, the pumps must be worked day and night. Likewise, in order to keep the heart filled with the sweetness of the divine presence, The constant remembrance of Him is essential. If you can at all times remain engrossed in self-inquiry, tattva vichar, japa or meditation, it is indeed excellent. If not, endeavor by all possible means such as kirtan, puja, yajna, the reading of scriptures, visiting temples and shrines, contacting saints and sages, going on pilgrimages, and so forth, to keep the thought of God fixed in your mind. Let your actions be done as an instrument of God. Live your life in the world purely in the Spirit, and all will be well. A person who is able to remember God's name or His presence with every breath, day and night, abides in the continual awareness of Him. All his outer activities are then accomplished automatically and effortlessly, like the movements of marionettes. Shri Shri Anandamayi Mat Ki Jai.